Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
I've been told these are controversial remarks, and the Mobile County Sheriff should apologize. That's one of the arguments being made by a mayor, a Prichard Mayor, who says that, how dare you say these things? Well, here's the catalyst for this. A 2-year-old was caught in the line of gang-related gunfire. The mayor of the city said we should put these people in an arena and let them kill each other. And you know what? I think a lot of people feel basically the same way. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but that is the gist. Mobile County Sheriff has had to go in and take over this investigation because Prichard doesn't even have the resources to handle this kind of thing. And now they're trying to figure out how offended they should be by this. Or should they be offended by the gang problem that they have and not the fact that somebody who's having to deal with said gang problem is upset about it? So good luck. You're going to try to make this a thing? I can tell you this right now. Most people would like it if they, quote, killed the hell out of each other, end quote.
Number 6.
United States Senator Katie Britt predicted on this very program yesterday that the replacement for Tommy Tuberville will be a very strong conservative team member for her. And Governor-elect Coach United States Senator Tommy Tuberville will leave a seat that will be filled by somebody who knows exactly what is needed. Now, I got to tell you this. I've heard a bunch of names still getting bantered about. We've talked about them all. Bruce Pearl, I think that has faded away. Bo Brooks, I don't think that's happening. Barry Moore. The more I hear about this, the more I hear that Barry Moore is going to jump into this thing. So a Steve Marshall-Barry Moore race could be interesting. I think I would give the nod as of right now to Steve Marshall. Statewide, he's a bigger name. But it will be interesting to see who all else decides to jump into this race.
Number 5.
All right, all my NASA people out there, you guys have been pretty worried about this. I talked to some of you guys over the weekend, and Katie Britt says, fear not. The big, beautiful bill that's being worked on in the Senate by Ted Cruz would add $10 million to the budget, as opposed to the cuts that were suggested before. Now, how this all plays in when they're debating and they're compromising and all these other things, I don't know that answer. But what I do know is this. If this does end up with more money for NASA, I don't want to hear any of this crap from you lunatics about how Katie Britt and Dale Strong are doing it, because it's not going to make any sense. Because these guys have been trying to get more funding for NASA and these programs. And if they're successful, you're going to have to give them credit for that. I know this is going to be hard.
Number 4.
CNN's Harry Enten revealed some polling that consistently shows the American public siding with Trump and Republicans on the issue of immigration, despite media narratives. And what's funny is he does these things with this polling in front of members of the media who are responsible for these stupid narratives. And it's just funny to watch him continuously pop their bubbles. Not that he wants to. That of course, is not his argument. But Trump's approach of, yes, we're going to back law enforcement. Yes, we want law enforcement to do more. Yes, law and order is important, is an approach that is supported by a large portion of Americans. And saying things like, oh, well, you know, this wouldn't be happening if law enforcement would go away is stupid. Nobody wants law enforcement out of their community. Nobody wants that. Nobody.
Number 3.
As lawlessness reigns in Los Angeles, we are going to see a lot of stuff happening. 700 U.S. Marines, 2,000 more National Guard being deployed to suppress violent anti-ICE riots. People think that the National Guard's out there mixing it up with these guys. Understand this. The National Guard is being called in to protect ICE as they are conducting their immigration operations. That's what we're talking about here. All that has to happen is you let them do their anti-illegal immigration operations. If you try to attack them, they're going to push back. That's exactly what should happen. And Gavin Newsom and the Attorney General Rob Bonta of California can bitch and cry all they want. They can sue Donald Trump over this, but I'm going to tell you this right now. They're going to sue him, and it's going to be like Superman and Kryptonite. No, that's not right. Anyway, they're going to superpower him. That's what's going to happen.
Number 2.
Let's see. The Alabama U.S. House Democrats face criticism from me for not condemning the Los Angeles anti-ICE riots. Their voters inside the state of Alabama have taken to social media, and they are now claiming that the images showing people waving Mexican flags are AI for some reason. And they are suggesting that civil war is on the horizon. Oh, no, I like it. Yeah, let's go. I mean, we're going to do this. Let's ramp it up. I mean, let's go. They are suggesting that civil war could come. This comes from Tabitha Eisner, a very stupid person, but also the vice chair, the number 2 of the Alabama Democratic Party. She said, Trump says that interference with ICE detention will be treated as a form of rebellion. This country only works when peaceful protest is a right. When protest is deemed rebellion and troops are brought in to put it down, civil war is on the horizon. Okay, Tabitha. Okay.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
All right, so I'm going to criticize the silence of Alabama Democrats. Well, then I'm going to tell you what Alabama Republicans are saying. And they're saying, knock this crap off. I mean, so are guys like John Fetterman, but it's pretty fitting that the smartest guy in the Democratic Party nationally on this issue is a guy with brain injury. But, you know, take that for what it's worth. As rioters continue their warpath in Los Angeles, doing vandalism and violence, Alabama senators are calling it out. Tommy Tuberville said this: Democrats have become the party of destruction and lawlessness. Terrorism and anarchy will not be tolerated. It's kind of strong stuff you want to hear. Those wishing harm on our country have no place here. Again, that is what people want to hear. Katie Britt said, well, Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass refuse to act as dangerous, violent rioters attack ICE officers. President Trump is stepping up to protect these hardworking men and women. It's simple. Democrats want open borders. Republicans stand for law and order. So they're right about that. Well, I got to tell you, Gavin Newsom had a response to Tommy Tuberville on this. And he's trying to distract by offering him some sick burns. And our friends at AO.com are gobbling this up. Gavin Newsom's sick burn was to basically say that Alabama has a higher murder rate than California, which, by the way, is true. Absolutely true. 100% true. 100% true. 100% true. But ask yourself this. Where would you rather live? Where would you rather live? Okay? Let's just be real about what's happening here. Let's talk about this honestly. Where would you rather live? Would you rather live in California and LA right now, where all this chaos is going on, where they have all the guns and drug violence? No, of course you would. Of course you would. But yeah, the homicide rate is higher. No question about it. I'm not even going to criticize it. I'm not going to say it's not the case. But I would also point out that Gavin Newsom needs to understand this. Where's all the gun violence coming from in Alabama? It's coming from Democrat-run cities. So if you want to make that argument, go right ahead and do that. But it's not a very good one. Now, our friends in the media, they'll promote and pump this up, that Gavin Newsom is slamming Tommy Tuberville. That's fine. L.A. is a third world country, and they can go to hell. All right, good. Let's take a quick time out. We'll be right back right here on WVNN. Get your questions in. 866-494-WVNN. Comments and questions, text them in on the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN Hot Take Text Line.
Get WVNN stale checks and 7 things you should be talking about today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.